Effects of food waste. Many of us feel a pang of guilt when we toss away food we neglected to eat in time. But why exactly is food waste a problem? Not only does it deplete precious resources, but it can also impact our climate and even our health. Wasted resources. When food goes to waste, all of the resources that went into producing the food are also wasted. Water and energy. Wasted food in the United States consumes 5.9 trillion gallons of fresh water and 664 billion kilowatt-hours of power every year, equivalent to what is consumed by 50 million homes across the country annually. With more and more parts of the country experiencing water shortages due to population growth and climate change, we can hardly afford to tend thirsty crops we won't use. Land. Around 140 million acres of land are used every year to produce food that is eventually lost or discarded, a span the size of California and New York combined. The impacts of this waste ripple far and wide. A 2019 United Nations climate change report found that our use of land for agriculture and other purposes had already caused up to a 14% drop in biodiversity, playing a major role in driving the global extinction crisis. Pesticides and fertilizers. 778 million pounds of pesticides and 14 billion pounds of fertilizer are applied to wasted food every year. The resulting runoff can lead to soil and water quality degradation, impacting nearby communities and ecosystems. And of course, these fossil fuel-based and synthetic chemicals are energy-intensive and toxic just to produce. Climate impacts. According to the EPA, across the entire supply chain, wasted food in the United States creates annual greenhouse gas (GHG) emissions that are equivalent to the impact of 50 million gas-powered cars. That's about 6% of all GHG emissions in the United States, or 170 million metric tons, attributed to the energy used for production, transportation, storage, and disposal of all the food we don't eat. Rotting food in landfills is also a major source of the methane, the second most dangerous climate pollutant, going into our atmosphere. United Nations scientists have calculated that if food wasted around the globe were a country, it would have the third highest climate footprint on the planet behind only China and the United States. It's why they also say that cutting food waste must be a central strategy of climate action. Public health and environmental justice. Air quality also suffers when we send food to landfills and incinerators. Incinerators emit toxic chemicals like lead, mercury, and formaldehyde, as well as nitrous oxide, all linked to numerous health impacts. In fact, studies have found that proximity to waste incinerators may increase risks of cancers, birth defects, and miscarriages. Municipal incinerators and landfills also exacerbate environmental injustice. Nearly 80% of them are located in lower-income communities, where they disproportionately affect communities of color.